Hey, good evening. Guess what? If you've stumbled upon this link, you're on SEC After Dark.
We back.
We're back, and better than ever, of course. Thank you for joining us. Steve coming from the palatial basement. You should stay in the palatial basement because that set's really cool looking. Jeb Beechum and Jake Thomas also join us as well. Jake Thomas of Tide Talk Podcast fame and Best of the West. How we doing? And Steve just doing that locked on thing, man. He's doing this.
Yeah, listen to me Friday whenever we get on the locked on draft coverages. I will be the local team expert. It should be a lot of fun.
That'd be
Talking about
fun.
Matt Corral, but they're all set up in the studio in Dallas and everything. It's like blowing my mind that Locked On is doing something like this. But hey, all right, let's do it. It's cool. Yeah,
Nice.
Can't wait.
There you go. Awesome. Yeah, we re-aired our Joe DeLeon episode on Bleav In Dawgs from a couple of weeks ago for this week's show. And we talked a little bit of draft on Beast of the East on Monday, Vinny and I. So I'm amped up for it. Lots of stuff going on right now, which is surprising. We've got some crazy stuff happening in the NCAA, spring ball stuff, which given the draft and some of this other stuff that we want to talk about, may take a back seat, but that's okay. And of course, we're always going to get off the rails, right?
Yeah.
But before we do any of that, I want to let you guys know that our partners at BetOnline continue to be the number one source for all your betting needs and sports info. You can find all the latest sports developments, including updated odds on the NBA playoffs, fights, and even next season's futures. Don't forget, the MLB is back as well. So who you picking to win the World Series? I'm on the Braves train.
Savannah Bananas.
Steve is picking the Savannah Bananas. I'm
Steve.
more of a Carolina Disco Turkeys man myself. No, I'm just kidding. The Bananas are outstanding. I just see the Disco Turkeys. They have a really cool looking hat. So I told them I'd wear it on every episode if they sent me one.
By the way, some BetOnline odds: over/under on Alabama players drafted in the first round, 2. Over/under on Georgia players drafted in the first round, 3.5. And total SEC drafters drafted in the round 1, over/under 10.5. What do you think?
I was going to say 32.
Yeah.
32. Yes. So.
Probably take the over on all those.
Exactly. BetOnline continues to be your number one source for all sports wagering needs, including live betting, so you can live bet the draft tomorrow probably, and your Vegas casino and poker games. I'm a blackjack guy myself, so super easy to get started. Head to that website today or use your mobile device. Use our promo code Bleav. That's BLEAV. You can receive your 50% welcome bonus. That's 50 on your first deposit. So BetOnline is where the game starts. Guys, where do we start, man? Like, I sent you guys a tweet from Football Scoop about this abolishment of countable coaches. So, like, essentially you could have a mega staff and there's no limits now.
There you go, John. Trash Pandas are awesome.
Oh, the Trash Pandas. Nice. Mark Emmert stepping down. He's putting his 56-week notice in.
Yes.
Yeah. That was good.
That was good, Steve. I like
I'm stepping down, but I'm not going to leave until 2023. Yeah.
So just imagine telling your boss, just Jake, walk into your boss's office and be like, boss man, I'm leaving. So you can put your 2 weeks in? No, I'm going to put my 2 years in.
Yeah.
My 2 years notice. I'm leaving in 2 years.
Yeah, I'm retiring, but it's going to be in 35 years.
Just wanted to let you know.
Yeah, just going to let you know.
Be prepared.
Yeah, be prepared.
Oh God! So I'm hearing Condoleezza Rice is one of the names to take over for Mark Emmert. So
Oh wow!
the abolishment of that, yeah, no, right? The abolishment of that rule. What do you think about that? Like, I read that and was like, oh boy, here we go.
Yeah,
This is a complete abdication of all things the NCAA was originally created for. They're not doing any of that stuff. There's no reason for them to even exist. And I mean, what else can they do? My only thing is they're trying to set this up where all they do is host the NCAA basketball tournament every year. All they host is championship events. They have no avenue outside of that.
They have no teeth. Yes. And they're trying to make it to where they don't have to have any teeth. So like they don't have to have compliance committees enforcing how many coaches are out there. I mean, it's a blurred line anyway, but you know, because you see all these analysts on the sideline.
Easy.
I'll say we already have basically the what is it, Saban Rehab Center, where coaches go to rehab their image and get better jobs. That's going to turn into a real thing.
I mean, hell,
He's going to have committees of coaches now.
Butch Jones got the Arkansas State job after going to Bama, and that was after the trash can on the sideline.
It'll just be dozens of coaches just going for the chance to like rub Saban's foot or something, get that magic.
Hey, speaking of Butch Jones, did you see that Billy Napier awarded somebody the I Like to Practice award?
I saw that.
What are you doing?
Was it Allen Iverson? No.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
We're talking about practice, man.
Yeah.
Like, Billy, what are you doing, man? Like,
Yeah, that's so stupid.
You just want to set aside and like, no, he doesn't.
Right.
he doesn't actually.
Nobody likes to practice.
No.
He just showed up and didn't put up a stink. Like they had a Channing Crowder headhunter award too. It was like, I guess for the most headshots, most targeting penalties.
I was going to say, targeting a rule, you can't do that. So
The SEC will eventually steal enough teams to make 24-8 super conference and break away from the NCAA at that point.
I mean,
NCAA will serve a purpose.
If
For
that
the rest of the
purpose
teams,
is
not
to,
the SEC.
run
To
the
manage
D2,
Division II?
FCS, yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
North Dakota State will be the new kings of the NCAA.
We're heading quickly towards the Power Five, completely breaking away. The NCAA actually wants that to happen now. That's why they're doing all of this. They're just wanting that breakaway to actually happen, and then they can get back and tighten things back up and, you know, really rule with an iron fist over Arkansas State and Jackson State and Delta State and all those schools. They can just rule them with an iron fist and don't have
Minnesota
to worry
State.
about all the
Right.
money when it comes to the Power Five.
So if the Power Five leaves, then the NCAA tournament, you're going to have like Jackson State versus Florida Gulf Coast State in the finals. I mean, what is
Maybe North
snooze
Dakota
fest?
State. Yeah.
Yeah,
I could.
snooze fest.
Would these institutions full-heartedly leave, or would they just leave for football?
That's a good point.
I think that they're going to set this up to where they have to completely leave. Although you are right, I do think they want the basketball tournament to stay. That would be the death knell for the NCAA if they did not play basketball at all. And
well, Gonzaga might finally win a national. Gonzaga might finally win it all. So
Right. Good night, baby. I'll see you in a little while.
Night.
Night, Cassidy. I'm exhausted too. State testing. We'll do it to you. EOCs, end of course tests. We hit the proctor, and it's like they give you the riot act of like, if your cell phone comes out of your pocket, you're fired, and you can never teach again.
Wow.
Like you can't be on your, like you can't have any devices. They're like, if you sit down, you will be fired.
I mean, at my high school, just right down the road here, they allow students to have their phones out now.
Well, I'm talking about during testing. It's just during testing.
During testing. Okay.
Yeah, just so they don't cheat. But their tests are on a computer.
60% of your classes are probably going to be art history majors anyway. What does it matter?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's true.
They're going to major in general studies. Man, I'm sure that's going to do well.
We might have a few that major in pharmaceutical sales. If you
they signed up for 4 credit cards, but they got a T-shirt. That's how their college experience is going to go.
Yeah,
They don't know how to balance a checkbook, but
they got a free blanket.
yeah.
It says Tigers on it.
I got 4 credit cards, all with $300 credit lines.
Mm-hmm.
And welcome to early debt that you can't get out of the way of. And you're ruined for the rest of your life.
I know how that feels. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep.
So,
unfortunately,
Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College natty time, baby.
Bulldogs.
getting back to that, do you think it's going to end up in a situation where football is just so popular it becomes its own thing, basically, so that they could keep the basketball and
That's what I'm thinking.
baseball and that kind of thing, part of NCAA and their own conferences.
Yeah, that's what I'm
But football just basically be its own sport, had nothing to do with the others.
I posed a question on Twitter like a day or two ago, and I really wanted to see this because my numbers are off the chart saying this. But so I just wanted to check on Twitter to see what they said. But the question was, would you be okay if every team on Ole Miss's campus besides football is average to below average if football could make the college football playoff every 3 or 4 years? And
Are you sure you were describing Ole Miss?
Yeah. 90 to 90%, 95% yes. Without hesitation.
Well, football is king down here in the South.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think we all feel that way.
Nobody cares if the I mean, it sounds so harsh, but nobody cares if the softball team is average.
Yeah. Even basketball. I mean, outside
that was the main
Kentucky,
thing.
Vanderbilt,
if Ole
maybe.
Miss baseball was average, if Ole Miss basketball was average, although this year they pay good money to be average, but you know what I mean.
I mean, you just described the University of Georgia.
Yeah.
Outside of our tennis program and our golf program.
Yeah,
We're
golf.
pretty,
Golf is good.
we're pretty middle
What
of the
about the
pack.
gym dogs?
Yeah.
No longer. They are below average right now. And they got their coach was on the national championship, the last national championship team.
No.
She's the epitome of why superstars are terrible coaches.
Yeah, it tends to be true.
She's an All-American gymnast.
I wonder how
Courtney
you
Coupet.
do strategy at all whenever you do that and you coach gymnastics. I'm sure there is an element of it, especially when the whole team has to go through all the rotations and there's
recruiting.
Yeah. I guess it's just a recruiting position where if you have Simone Biles, you're in good shape, you know?
I mean, essentially, I think. If we have any gymnastics experts out there, let me know. But
I mean, that girl from Auburn is really good. I mean, she's an Olympic champion. So
I'm sure like they do individual national championships, I think too. So I'm sure it's like figuring out this girl is really good on the balance beam, so we'll focus on the balance beam and we'll just let her kind of be average in the other events, and just do well enough to get us the points. But we're going to really like hone in on her being a national. She's going to be our ringer in the balance beam, and then have another girl. You're the ringer on the uneven bars, and then another one. You two are our floor aces, and you're a vaulter, and we're just going to build around that.
This is why you come to SEC After Dark. Hardcore gymnastics talk about strategy. We get into the weeds, and we're willing to play the game.
Yes.
I could be completely wrong.
Yeah.
No, they do a lot of that where people going to the Olympics, what their strengths are. Like, she's a great vaulter, so that's why she's there. And some of them will only compete in individual competitions like that, not the all-around. Only a few of them who go actually compete in the all-around. Most of them are going to focus on whatever it is they focus on.
Yeah, but apparently Courtney Coupet's at Georgia has not recruited very well.
Yeah, if you have gymnastics, why don't they have NCAA figure skating?
Hey.
Well, it's probably just not enough schools that do it around
Leah
here.
Thomas would dominate that.
Well, it's probably like hockey. We just don't do that a lot down here,
Dominate that.
Jake, start the movement.
Yeah.
I'll pass.
She's team banana hammock.
Yeah, for sure.
She's the Savannah Bananas mascot.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
That's so wrong.
But Jeb, I don't know about Tennessee, but I know Alabama has a hockey team. They do have a men's hockey team.
It's club though.
See if we do. I don't know anything about it. Yeah,
Georgia
the state of Alabama has a D1 hockey team. Alabama Huntsville has a real team.
Yeah, the Huntsville Havoc, and they are freaking legit. They're
Didn't know
fun
that.
to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd watched hockey until the Predators moved to Nashville.
And apparently, at Wisconsin, their hockey team is like the second best draw on campus.
Yeah.
It's a revenue sport up there.
I don't watch hockey much, but when I do, I'll get on YouTube and watch an hour worth of fights. I mean, that's what draws me.
Hockey is such a terrible, terrible TV sport.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a lot of fun live, but unless I'm there live, I don't watch it very much.
Right.
It's an awful TV sport. You got to be
Emilio Estevez and Charlie Conway would just look down on all of y'all.
Because between Mighty Ducks and the Cutting Edge, that's all I knew about hockey until the Predators moved to Nashville.
Mighty Ducks and Cutting Edge. I love that.
Yeah, that was. Oh no, wait. Yeah, Cutting Edge had a little bit of hockey when I was.
Yeah, the Preds are. I really like the Preds. I'm a Penguins fan, but Preds are growing on me.
Okay, let's back this train up here. How do you? Yeah, there you go. How'd you land on the Penguins?
I started watching it when Sidney Crosby come in league and
Oh my
started
goodness,
dominating.
you're just a puppy, aren't you?
Pretty much. And then Evgeny Malkin when he got on there, and
I thought for sure he was going to say Jaromir Jagr and Mario Lemieux.
I remember. I mean, I played video games with them on there, but I don't remember them playing when that was
was
in
it
the
on
late
Atari?
90s.
Oh.
PS1.
It was Super Nintendo's Stanley Cup hockey game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
But I
Penguins
remember
were
Jagr.
filthy in that game.
Yeah, Jagr come back for a few years, and I think he went to the Penguins and maybe the Flame, Calgary Flame, maybe.
Jagr played till he's like 48.
Yeah.
Hockey trivia. Mm-hmm. You're probably going to get this because I'm asking, but
Puck,
yeah. What NHL city has the dubious distinction of losing 2 NHL franchises?
Oh, I know that one.
To Canada. Don't answer it yet.
Yeah.
It's Atlanta, ain't it?
And I can name them.
Because the Thrashers become the Winnipeg Jets, I think, didn't they?
Yeah.
And the
I don't remember
Flames
the other.
became the Flames.
Oh,
Calgary
okay.
Flames.
Became the Calgary Flames.
Yeah.
I had an Atlanta Flames T-shirt when I was growing up.
Which, by the way, points for naming the hockey team after the Atlanta Fire.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The
Thrashers went to the Jets. That made 0 sense,
Well, they wanted to bring back the Jets.
Well, that was flying, right?
Yeah.
I guess it's better than the Kraken.
Yeah.
Once again, if you can't put an S at the end of it, don't name your team that.
But no, the Flames,
the Milwaukee Deer.
Milwaukee 8-point Bucks, boy. So when the Flames left, Atlanta developed an IHL team, so they got a minor league team for a few years called the Atlanta Knights.
Okay.
They won the IHL championship when I was in 5th grade. I was there.
Wow.
But now the Knights are in Vegas. And they're golden.
They're golden.
The Golden Knights.
They made a Stanley Cup Finals appearance in their first year.
That's insane.
And another thing is Atlanta picking a Thrasher as their second mascot. A Thrasher is only slightly bigger than a Georgia mosquito.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is the state bird, though.
Oh.
It is the state bird.
Is that hockey arena still there in Atlanta, or they tear it down?
Well, they remodeled it. It's State Farm Arena. It was basketball hockey, so they didn't tear it down. They just what they did was they gutted it on the inside and renovated it to make it more of a basketball only facility.
Okay.
So
yeah. Okay, so John asked about that. Just getting a little bit back to football. Sorry about that. Saying I think the SEC will break away in all sports. That's why I asked that question, because if you get football breaking away, you're getting the best football out there, because that's the SEC.
Right.
I mean, and especially if they grow to a bigger league, 24 teams or so, it's going to be the best football. But it's not going to be the best basketball or best baseball.
It's going to be the best baseball, and it's going to be the best softball.
Because you're going to get the ACC coming in too. The ACC plays the other sports.
Oh, you're talking about if the whole Power 5 breaks away then.
Well, I mean, even if the SEC expands and breaks away, who are they going to absorb? They're going to absorb a lot of the ACC.
Yeah.
They're going to absorb. They may absorb a couple West Coast teams, USC, UCLA, and they may absorb a few Big Ten.
But there's a lot of
Big Ten plays basketball. Big Ten,
but there's a lot of good smaller basketball schools too. I mean, they're not going to get Villanova and Gonzaga and some of those. I mean,
this is
okay.
Duke.
This is the factual statement. If the SEC expands, if they were to go from 16 to 24, I don't see how they can do that without Virginia, without North Carolina, without Clemson, without Florida State,
without Miami.
Yeah, without.
But then
Miami.
we'll never have another St. Peter's Peacocks or whatever it
Who
was.
gives a shit about St. Peter's?
Oh, those are fun. Those stories are fun.
That tournament's still going to exist. Yeah, that'll still happen. Just
Like
that
the
St.
Big East-
Peter's
the
might
Big
be
East
might
Didn't
win.
die.
Yeah.
Big East didn't die. They're still a alive and well basketball conference. They're just basketball only. That's where Seton Hall and Villanova and all them live.
That's what I'm saying. I can see us breaking away in football. Because I don't know. I just feel like the quality of basketball will go
You'll
down.
still have Kansas.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
You'll still
Hey,
have
You was talking about Gonzaga. I mean, Gonzaga. Yeah. I mean, they may only lose 2 games in the season, but they get in the tournament. They cannot win it. So
what teams would you lose that would make it worse? Duke, Kentucky.
Yeah.
You still got Syracuse. You'll still have.
Syracuse all right.
If you had a Power 5 tournament, honestly, let's say there's 65 teams that break away in this Power 5, and everybody makes the March Madness version that they do. The whole thing at the end, you could just all get to play for it. It's going to blow the other out of the water. Even if even if Georgia from this year made it in as a 16 playing against Kansas, people would watch that game because Georgia's good enough to win at their own. They beat Alabama this year.
Have you seen what Georgia's doing in basketball right now?
What are they doing?
Mike White is like cleaning up in the transfer portal.
Oh.
yeah.
Did he get Jaron Reed?
I don't know if he got Reed, but he's gotten.
Because he
last I
doesn't,
saw,
we'll probably feel pretty good about that because his dad was an Ole Miss player.
I haven't heard, but it wouldn't surprise me. So, but yeah. So Jake, I got in I wouldn't call it a Twitter war, but I jumped in a thread with your brethren, your Roll Tide brethren.
Ooh, Roll Tide!
Roll Tide, boy. Apparently, and it was started because somebody came on the Paul Feinbaum show, Mike from Alabama, and he drummed up he re-stirred up the excuse of the receiver excuse for the national championship, and so it got me thinking. I was like, okay, first of all, there are reasons and there are excuses. Second of all, every fan base in every national championship ever played probably has an excuse.
It's a what if, yeah. What if this happened?
What if?
Yeah.
Like, I was thinking about it. Like, look at the 2002 national championship. What if Miami doesn't commit pass interference in overtime?
They didn't commit pass interference in overtime, but that's
what if they didn't. What if they didn't call it?
Yeah.
What if the ref didn't throw the flag? What if Tyler Simmons was not ruled offsides? What if? Let's see.
What if the one that everybody talks about, especially in the Alabama circle, is because we hear it all the time. What if Colt McCoy never got hurt? What
if Colt McCoy didn't get hurt?
Yeah.
The greatest Alabama what if ever is, what if Miami would have passed Drew Brees and was physical?
Then we probably wouldn't have got Saban.
Yes. Saban wouldn't have gone to Alabama.
Y'all would have had a Rich Rod.
And he had Rich Rod.
Oh, God.
So, yeah, I mean, tons of what ifs, man. Like, what if Florida State didn't complete that pass to Kelvin Benjamin in the end zone and Auburn's sitting on their second national championship.
All right, how about this? What if? And I'm an Alabama fan, but I'm sick and tired of hearing this because I don't want us to be part of the, because we make fun of all the Texas people saying about the what if Colt McCoy, blah blah. Shut up about it. Okay, here's a what if. What if we would actually play the wide receivers and got them some experience, and got some more linemen in, and guys, the second and third string guys got more experience. What if we actually did that? It could have been a different game. So shut up about it. I'm a diehard Alabama fan, but my gosh, we lost. It's plain and simple. I don't care who was on the field. Georgia had a great game plan to shut down Bryce Young, and they executed it, and we didn't. We executed it in the SEC championship game because Georgia didn't execute theirs. National championship game, they executed theirs. We didn't execute ours. I'm done with it. Let's move on. Guess what? Yeah. We're probably going to see y'all again in the SEC championship this year if we get past Ole Miss.
Yeah, I mean, always.
You want to hear my hot take from that game? The reason Georgia won that game was not because Jamison Williams got hurt. It was because John Mechie didn't play.
John
Mechie being a number one meant that a different person could handle Jamison Williams, and as talented as he was going to make plays.
Mm-hmm. I mean, what if we could just stop Georgia's run game in the third and fourth quarter, which we did not do?
Oh, no, you did not.
No. So, okay.
And the play that personified that was Justin Schaefer, all 320 pounds of them diving over the pile.
Yeah.
As they're just jamming the whole thing forward. So, I mean, there's what ifs. I mean, what if, what if this, what if that? But it comes down to Alabama didn't have guys ready.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
Mechie and Jamison Williams, not only did they get hurt, you didn't have anybody behind them, but because you didn't have anybody behind them, both of them got hurt on non-contact injuries.
Mm-hmm.
And usually that's a result of fatigue.
Well, yeah, both of them had over 100 catches.
They were worn out.
Yeah.
And I know people are going to be like, well, they're superstar athletes. They shouldn't be worn out. No. There's a reason why teams with a lot of weapons have fresh wide receivers all year long.
You have to.
It's the reason why, Georgia was able to make it work with their group of receivers because not one of them was, singled out like Mechie and J-Mo was. They didn't have a Brock Bowers. They didn't have Slade Bolden didn't have quite the impact that he should have.
Right.
He could have been the Lad McConkey.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't have that. They didn't have the running game to lean on.
Slade Bolden, for whatever reason, was overrated as hell. I don't know why he was overrated, but he absolutely was. People acted like he was Jalen Waddle, but he was just a dude.
He didn't have the speed, but third and 5, and we needed a first down. He was always hovering around that first down line.
He's a
he was by the stick. Yeah.
But that's it.
But they didn't Will Letou didn't make an impact at tight end. Slade Bolden overall. Cameron
I do not know if Bill O'Brien did this by design, but Alabama's tight ends were not the strength that they have been in the past.
No. And he loved tight ends. I don't know what the crap happened.
Letou should have been a more of a factor throughout the course of the season.
And that's why we're going out and trying to get one of these tight ends out of the pool.
And you didn't get much out of the running game. But now you will. Jameer Gibbs comes in. So, I mean, Saban's trying to fix it. So, I just thought I was like, we're still using this excuse. It's like, come on, guys. I'm
tired of it.
2017.
Mm-hmm.
Is Georgia going to be the first school to use 4 personnel?
Maybe.
Might be.
Just 4 tight ends and a wide receiver. Let's go.
We'll go 4 and 14 personnel.
Yeah.
No, we got to get McIntosh and Milton in the game. We might use 23 personnel.
What's the deal with McIntosh? He going to be okay?
Yeah, he's fine. He was in a wreck. He was driving too fast. Apparently in Athens they arrest you if you get in a wreck, and they call it reckless driving.
Well, it's 20 miles. It's 20 miles over the speed limit he was going.
It's 20 over. He's going 60 and a 40. Yeah. T-boned another car. Okay. There was an injury, but there was no drugs. He wasn't under the influence.
Nothing good happens at 4 a.m. Period.
But yeah,
but look at Henry Ruggs.
He T-boned somebody at 4 a.m. Got arrested. So he'll be fine. Look
at Pete Golden.
Which one would hurt worse if you missed out? Would it be Kendall Milton or would it be Kenny McIntosh?
Ooh,
if one of those players could not play,
I would say I'd rather have Milton.
Okay.
So McIntosh, if he gets suspended, it's because we have. I mean, Dawan Edwards is another guy that can step in and fill in for a game if we had to. McIntosh, I don't know. Like I keep thinking McIntosh is a more versatile guy, but I mean, dang, look at what Milton did in the spring game, and they featured running backs out of the backfield, stuff like that, getting them involved in the pass game. So, Milton did just as good at catching out of the backfield as McIntosh did. So.
Yeah.
John, you're right. Every fan base does have it, and I know don't throw me into that particular group of Alabama fans because I'm level-headed.
Lunatic Fringe, I would challenge any of y'all to ever find a Tennessee fan that is not perfectly reasonable.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
And you can't mention mustard or golf.
Yeah.
Or T. Martin.
Okay. Well, there you go. Nice.
Hell yeah. Nice. No, I just thought it was funny because like I obviously I jumped in on it and sometimes I lean into it. I lean into the joke about it and it's like it's funny. Like anytime we beat Alabama in anything, now it's like we kind of lay into that lunatic fan base side of Alabama and say,
let me tell you
a little bit.
Georgia has had Alabama's number since the football season because we won the national championship against us. Y'all beat us in basketball. Baseball, y'all took 2 out of 3 from us. And Georgia's baseball is not that good. Alabama's is.
We started off really good.
I was gonna say they've definitely gotten better.
We had some injuries.
Yeah.
Speaking of injuries, like our bullpen's a fucking mess.
Yeah.
Pardon my French's mustard there, but our bullpen is
clean rating.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead and put the radar on here, Steve.
Our bullpen is an absolute disaster.
Make sure this is not for kids.
Well, they need to hear it anyway.
Yeah.
They're going to eventually.
Yeah.
Why not hear it from their 4 favorite uncles on SEC Dark?
Yeah. I'm not old enough to be. Well, I can't say that because I do have nieces and nephews. But I was going to say I'm not old enough to be anybody's uncle. But
by the way,
Steve,
I do not know if another team in the SEC has running backs like Zach Evans and Ulysses Bentley. I don't know if they exist. Now, do y'all have good ones? I understand that. Jahmyr Gibbs at Alabama, yeah. Kenny McIntosh, Kendall Milton. Good God, Zach Evans and Ulysses Bentley. That's a special group. Also, Quinshon Judkins. How did you let him out of the state of Alabama? He's TJ Yeldon 2.0.
I know. Yep.
Hopefully college version, not NFL.
Yeah, college version. Exactly.
Yeah, NFL, TJ Yeldon wasn't. No.
Better than
he got stuck on the Jaguars though. So
yeah. Fat belly flop. Nobody knew how to use him. And then he went to the Bills.
It's just like Trent Richardson. Richardson was a stud in college and then got stuck on the where careers got to die, the Browns, and there you go.
The Birmingham Iron.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He didn't do much to help himself, though.
No.
I think he was one of the Reuters.
Hey, John. I mean, you ain't wrong about that.
Yeah.
You guys are the uncles that get drunk at Thanksgiving dinner and loudly talks about all the bad things they want to do to politicians. I try not to get political if I can help it.
Yeah, no.
I talk about anything I want to talk about at any given moment without regard for anybody else, and that is my curse. That is my cross to bear. Also, Michael Trigg, special. Oh my goodness! Yeah,
I've been hearing a lot of good things about him out of y'all's camp.
Oh, my.
Mainly from you.
So, okay. Post spring, Jackson Dart or Luke Altmaier? I know it's tight.
Well, it depends. If Jackson Dart goes into with the gunslinger mentality that he has now, Luke Altmaier is going to be the quarterback against Troy. But if Jackson Dart launched the offense, you looked at the plays and you just see how smooth it looks for him and everything just pops off. He's such a toolsy player. But he just needs to play the position.
Did you just call him a tool?
Toolsy. Yeah.
Toolsy.
Extremely
Toolish.
toolsy player.
That's his nickname. Hey, Toolsy.
Yeah.
Cool.
That does sound like a Letterkenny name or something.
Yeah.
Breaking news: Locked On Ole Miss host Stephen Willis calls Jackson Dart a tool. It's gonna be a major headline.
You might get some blowback on that, Steve.
Hey,
You may want to lay low a little bit.
Yeah.
but in the end against Troy, I think Jackson Dart has about a 60% chance of being the starting quarterback game one. I think
He's just
Luke
too
Altmaier.
talented.
Yeah, he's
I
so
love Luke
talented.
Altmaier. He's just super. The talent will take over. He'll learn the offense.
Luke Altmaier did exactly what he was supposed to do. He's been so efficient all during spring, but it's all been check downs and get down. So Luke Altmaier actually forced the ball a little bit and went downfield, but it wasn't close to turning the ball over. It just didn't work out for him for whatever reason. But it was there. Jackson Dart was just, as Lane Kiffin said, was trying to win the job on every throw. And that got him into a little bit of trouble. Especially when he have a Michael Trigg and a Zach Evans and a Ulysses Bentley. You don't need to be great. It's like A.J. McCarron could do fine in this offense.
Yeah.
He could, but he can't run that jet inside zone quarterback keep triple option. thing you
Oh,
guys got
goodness.
going.
That is a fantastic play.
We're putting that in at Hillwood, by the way.
Really?
Oh, nice.
Yep, it's in the book.
That is my favorite play in college football.
And
the
Jake, you know
reverse
what
triple option.
And if any coaches are on our schedule that are listening to this would be a great time to tune out. Jake, our inside zone play to the left, you know what we call it?
What?
Look behind you.
Alabama?
Yeah, Alabama. That tells our offensive line zone block to your left gap.
Okay.
What's
cool.
your right gap?
Arizona.
Okay.
It's our A.
Oh,
play.
I get it. AL and AR.
Yeah.
I got
Alabama
it.
left.
Okay.
And Arizona has an I in it also. So
Okay.
and it's Zona. So inside zone to the right. And then Alabama, we just wanted to match it with an AL word.
So the first one was Arizona, and then it's like okay.
Then we matched it with the left side.
So do you call that triple option the Lane Kiffin or the Ole Miss or something like that?
No, we tag it jet. So it'd
Jet.
be Alabama jet. So what we do actually is we block Alabama. We run the jet opposite of it. So we run the jet to the right. And so the quarterback will get his eyes on the backside defensive end. And he'll make that read.
I spent 3 shows this week talking about why the Ole Miss outside wide receivers are never going to be superstars, and you're always going to be able to say, is there a problem? Just because 90% of the plays are inside the hash mark to the slot receiver, the tight end, or the running back. Just the way it is built, and I honestly think people just don't want to get that.
They don't. Because people want to see the long ball. It's like baseball and the home run. People want to see the home run. You know, and if you're not hitting home runs, everybody's wondering what the hell's going on.
Ooh, that's a transition. Analytics have ruined baseball.
Oh, yes.
Get off my lawn.
Yes.
The 3 outcome hitter has ruined baseball.
Yeah. There is no more just hit the damn thing in the gap and run.
Yeah, and there would be no Sid Slid in today's baseball.
No.
No, it would be Sid Trot.
Mm-hmm.
Where
No,
were you when Sid
Sid,
trotted?
Sid got pinch hit for.
Yeah, Sid got pinch hit for by Ryan Klesko.
Yeah.
Maybe the Pirates win a World Series. I don't know. What if?
There's people that argue over and over that strikeouts don't matter. If you go up there and strike out, it doesn't matter. Yes, it does matter. If you don't put the ball in play, there's a chance you didn't move a runner over, and you're going to put a big fat 0 in that inning when you could have been 1 or 2. You had a runner on first with no outs, and 3 people struck out, and he didn't score.
Yeah. Guess what?
It drives me absolutely crazy.
Guess what? Strikeouts did matter.
Because if you put the ball in play, guess what could happen? It can go in any one of the 10 gaps that are created by positioning of fielders.
Or if you hit it hard enough, it might get bobbled. So
might get bobbled. It might just squeak through a, who knows?
Yeah. A Texas leaguer or a duck snort or something like that. Those all got named for a reason. It's because somebody hit the ball. Just put the bat on the ball and good things happen.
Or a fly ball that gets caught in the lights.
Yeah.
I've seen that happen.
Anything
that happens a lot.
But you know what can't happen? Any of that whenever you don't hit the ball.
Yeah. Right. The Astrodome ceiling was a cheat code.
Yeah, if you're relying on Angel Hernandez, I mean,
oh my gosh,
Kyle Schwarber was apparently.
Yeah.
Talk about a nice tantrum there. Jeb, give us a nice Kyle Schwarber tantrum before you get out of here.
I don't think I can do that. Although I will, just for fun, since we're talking about baseball, remind everybody, Tennessee's by far and away number 1 in baseball right now. Anyway,
absolutely.
I gotta go. I'm enjoying that while I can because it doesn't off of baseball.
By far the way the record holder for the SEC out of all the teams.
Oh yeah,
Tennessee's impressive.
Yep.
Yeah, this year
I will give the Vol some credit.
I don't know where it came from, but
may God strike me down for that. But I'm gonna give the Vol some credit.
I don't blame you.
Wait, we're not religious on this show, so
so I'm not worried. No.
May the baseballs strike me.
Yep. See you, Jeb.
All right.
See y'all later.
Right,
if you come back and we're still in here, let us know.
We probably will. We probably will be.
Yeah.
No problem.
Bye, bud.
But by the way,
it's the Riddler.
I think I saw, or I sent. I may tab both of y'all in. I might have said it in the chat, but I saw something talking about the analytics, or one of the new rules they have in basketball or baseball. Excuse me. That Kelly Jensen, the new closer for the Braves, had to deal with the other night. Did you see this board?
Yeah, the clock ran out on his warm-up pitches.
Yeah, but I hate that because, I mean, by the time he jogs in, it's probably 30 seconds to jog in.
Okay.
You have 2 minutes. I'm
going to have to stop you on that. If you watch him live, and a friend of mine is a big-time Dodgers fan, and he's seen this happen live. They nickname him in L.A. His nickname is Molasses.
Oh, he's slow coming in?
Oh, he is so slow.
Well, you don't want to tire him out, so.
He is incredibly slow coming in. So all of his problems are his.
But, I mean, he still ought to be able to get his pitches in. You get 2 minutes and 5 seconds local time.
I bet he hurried up after that.
And
he's 5 for 5 in his last 5 save attempts. So,
but they check his glove, which also takes 20 to 30 seconds. So, I mean, that's also cutting down his time. So
he's just slow.
You know what?
I just don't like it.
Normally, I'm not an unwritten rules type of person. I hate the unwritten rules of baseball. But
me too.
One thing that I've noticed is pitchers will throw the ball. It'll be 2 foot outside, and they'll start their strut around the mound like they struck out a hitter, and then they have to come back and pitch again. And I've seen that happens in like every game. And if somebody is fortunate enough to hit a home run, they just flip. They do something absolutely crazy. And they say, if you don't want me showing out, stop me from getting a home run. Yeah, okay, I'll put a baseball on your back next time, and that'll stop you from hitting a home run. And that aspect needs to come into the game. Again, it really does. I'm of the opinion, and that people don't know, that I think bullying has a purpose in society. And when people are allowed to go unchecked, it just gets worse and worse and worse. And the next thing you know, you have all of this going to where how you look when you strike somebody out is better than actually doing it. How you look after you hit a home run is more important than actually making contact with the ball and doing something positive.
So how do you stop a pitcher from strutting?
By
hitting a home run.
Yeah.
Hit a home run and bat flip it?
Yeah. But if you're doing it every time, that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
I like a little bit of swagger in baseball. I think it brings
I do as well. And I get it, but the thing that drives me crazy is the pitcher strutting and then having to go back and throw another pitch because he threw it 2 feet outside. Now, Angel Hernandez is not calling the game, but
yeah.
By the way, the umpiring in college baseball this year has been shambolic. I understand they have other jobs. It has been terrible.
Well, all NCAA across
they
the board has been terrible.
Well, officials get assaulted, man. Are you surprised?
That poor girl at the softball game. I want to know.
Nobody wants to officiate, man. Like
Tony Vitello is going out and chest bumping. Yeah, that is actually going to be the reason that sports die.
Exactly.
It's the fact that we can't find people to call it because it becomes into some sort of an incompetent thing some people start thinking the game is fixed when it's just incompetence. And yeah.
But I think baseball needs to have a little bit more swagger, but I think swagger needs to check swagger. Like people need to be able to check each other, and pitchers need to be able to, coming back to the pitcher, pitcher's doing a little strut, maybe first batter, the following half inning wears one.
Yeah.
You put it right in the hip.
Well,
yeah.
Look at Ronald Acuna. Anytime he hits a home run, he does a bat flip, does all of his little chest things. His next at bat, he gets plunked, and then there's all hell breaks loose.
Yeah.
So.
Because you hit our guy, and it just, it just should just be people checking people. It shouldn't be this huge thing.
But if they're strutting on the mound like that, just get there and call a late timeout every now and then.
Oh.
In the batter's box.
Just fight gamesmanship with gamesmanship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all you need to do.
But
I don't think anyone would complain.
But if your life became more difficult after doing a bat flip or after doing your pitching strikeout strut, you wouldn't do it. And the game would actually speed up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you would save it for big moments. Like people in a big moment home run, I don't think anyone would mind a bat flip if you bat flipped it and celebrated with your own team.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you're a pitcher and you do you celebrate a big you got a bases loaded jam and and Matzik comes in and strikes out the side. Yeah, he earned a little bit of strut.
Yeah,
he strutted.
You've got Ole Miss's pitchers. You got Ole Miss's pitchers acting like Mark Fidret's out there on the mound talking to himself, the Mad Hungarian, throwing the ball around and doing everything and talking to himself and everything, trying to be crazy to get on Pitching Ninja. And
I think college baseball players are just trying too hard to be cool.
Yes, it's so
you don't
fake.
really,
it's so performative.
You don't see. I mean, honestly, you don't see a ton of that in the major leagues.
Yeah.
You don't see a ton of it in the major leagues.
By the way, guys, I didn't know this, but apparently y'all in trouble because Nick Saban has a son named Nick Saban Jr. So watch out. He's in the chat.
Oh, hey, Nick Saban Jr. Can we?
But he's talking baseball, so we're good.
Yeah. He's talking baseball. So
can we get a few of those Mercedes?
Yeah,
perhaps.
Yeah.
I can go pick them up. It's just right down the road.
Can we get Saban on the show one night? How about
Nick,
that?
can you get your dad on the show?
Yeah. You got the capability of having nine cameras, right? Steve, 9 set up, so
Yeah, I think I can go as high as 7.
7, okay. So we can get them on.
Yeah,
we got it. So, all right. Call me crazy here from about to say.
Crazy.
This is another hot take. Yes.
You are crazy.
I am crazy.
We are crazy.
And this might be because I'm coaching. This might be because I'm a little bit older now. But, like, I don't hate teams as passionately as I used to. I don't like, everyone's like, I hate Nick Saban. They treat him like he's the Bill Belichick of college football, where everybody, like, he's the one that everybody's supposed to hate. I don't hate him. I don't really hate Billy Napier. I think it's hilarious that he's doing all this Butch Jones stuff, but I don't hate any of the coaches. There's a fine line between respect and hate, I guess. I respect them all.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a adage in college football fandom, and having to hate the other team is a part of it. But also, It's like he who suffers most is a better fan than somebody that doesn't suffer. But I'm the type person that on my teams, all I care about is Ole Miss. I'll talk about them, and I'll look at other teams and going on. Mississippi State, I'm supposed to hate them. I don't. They just don't affect me whatsoever. All I care about really is my team. Anymore. Yeah. And I think it was working in that building. Now I'm sure it's probably different in the person from Satarsha, Mississippi, or Kosciuszko, Mississippi, to where an Ole Miss fan comes in and has to see a State fan on a daily basis, and they go back and forth. But that's never been me.
But it's still just like, unless the person's just a total goon, it's usually just fun, friendly trash talk.
I'll say this. I respect that.
And if it's just a goon, I'll just hate the person, not necessarily the team.
People don't trash talk me because I don't participate.
Right.
I mean, it doesn't affect me whatsoever. Any reaction they're trying to get doesn't exist. If you look on my Twitter, I went through a whole football season and got like 1 or 2 trash talk messages, and those are people that just happened to find it because they were scrolling trying to find a comment like that. It wasn't somebody that I am used to seeing whatsoever.
Right.
Yeah, it just is what it is, but whatever.
And I respect the hell out of Brian Harsin for going back into being the coach at Auburn after what they tried to do to him. So, I mean, I respect the hell out of him.
Jim Harbaugh is just a weird dude. I don't hate Jim Harbaugh. He's just a weird cat.
Yeah, he's.
You know who Jim Harbaugh reminds me of? Do you remember do you know the brothers on Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like the warm milk ones. He would fit in that family. He'd be like the successful member of that family.
Yeah. And I was listening to Pat McAfee when he interviewed Mike Vrabel, and he asked about the dust up between the Ravens and the problem that him and Jim Harbaugh had. He's like, or John Harbaugh, and he's like, do you guys still bitter about it? He's like, no, dude, John and I laugh about it all the time. It's like, I wasn't going to do anything then. I'm not going to, It's like, come on. It happens. He goes, for the rest of time, the visiting team in Baltimore is going to get booed. It's going to happen.
Yeah. As a society, people are going to have to.
You can't like anything without hating something else.
Yes. It's all white hat and black hat situations. You're the good guy. They're the evil guy. And that's not the case. Basically what it is you're trying to do the best you can wearing this hat, and it doesn't matter who's on the other side because they're not standing in your way. It's all up to you to do what needs to be done. Don't copy what they're doing. Don't make fun of what they're doing. Just do you, but do it really well to where you win games. That's the secret to college sports right there.
Secret to anything. Do you as well as you can do, and don't worry about anybody else.
Yep.
Like, I mean,
John,
in the grand scheme of things, yeah.
John, he might not get another Power 5 job. He may be clinging to the Auburn buyout, But if Auburn does give him that buyout after this year, because they're probably going to win 4 or 5 games, if that, and they give that to him, that's going to set Auburn football back for 10 to 15 years probably.
Harsin absolutely could get another Power 5 job.
I think he could too.
I don't think
he's young enough. Yes,
Stanford
big room.
Stanford would be, he's a West Coast guy.
Yes.
And who cares? He might get a G5 job, but I mean, those are paying $1 million a year now. So I mean,
exactly,
he made great money playing at, coaching at Colorado State.
Mm-hmm.
He might go back to Boise when Avalos gets a Pac-12 job.
I mean, Colorado State hired a guy who was laying naked on a shark. So there you go.
Much respect for humping a shark.
Yeah.
Yeah. Talk about respect. You hump Jaws, man.
Oh my gosh.
You're in that in my book.
That is forever just in my mind.
So what's our ruling on PJ Fleck?
I like PJ.
I do too.
He's fun. He's really good for where he is. He would not work at Texas or Alabama or Florida or even LSU. But at a Minnesota type school, even if for some reason down the road an Ole Miss type of school, a Mississippi State type of school, yes, he would do the job and do it quite well.
Yeah,
I don't think he'd work in the South.
Well, we'll see. I think what has happened is every time that they say that, it ends up backfiring. I remember they said that same thing about Nick Saban.
Yeah.
And that turned out all right.
Well,
Brian Kelly at LSU is going to win games. It's not a Rubik's Cube that they can't figure out or anything like that. You can build your staff with Southern recruiters. And now that everybody's recruiting national anyway, it's even less important where you're from.
I don't know that PJ Fleck, unless there's truckloads of money being thrown at him, which I don't see that.
Oh, I don't think he would leave either. I think he has a good gig and he's exactly where he wants to be. He has Minnesota win 8-9 games a year. I mean,
he's about being statue status there.
Yeah,
and we'll see if the PJ Fleck style works in the SEC because Billy Napier's doing it in Florida.
Yeah, so, that's true. You think about the conference here in a few years once Texas Oklahoma comes in, and you pretty much probably going to have Alabama Auburn move to the east. You're going on the west side. You're going to have Ole Miss and LSU fighting for that top spot, pretty much.
Don't forget about Oklahoma. I mean,
and Oklahoma and Texas for those 4 teams are going to dominate. You're going to have Alabama, Georgia fighting for the top spot. Tennessee will be right there. I mean, we'll see what Billy Napier does at Florida. I mean, it's about to get wild in the SEC.
I think ultimately Billy Napier will be good. Billy Napier is a really good coach. I just don't understand the cheese. I
think he has to do the cheese because that's what Florida alumni demand. Because Dan Mullen did that same shit.
Yeah.
But Dan Mullen got ran out of town doing that shit.
Yeah, but they loved it. He was exactly what they wanted until he wasn't. And that's
he wasn't winning games.
Yeah.
Freaking goober, man. God.
But if you think, have you thought about this? Like they're probably gonna move Missouri to the west.
Yeah.
Texas, Oklahoma's over there. A&M, Arkansas, and then you have Ole Miss State and LSU. Those are the 3 charter members of the SEC that's just been separated. Other than South Carolina, the other side is all old school SEC stuff, like pretty 1986 Lars Tate SEC.
Nice reference there.
Yeah, and it's interesting to see that we're just kind of like just drifting towards the Southwest Conference Big 12, Big 8. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I think you're right. But, I mean, just think of the coaching star power that's in our conference and that will be in our conference. Venables.
Mm-hmm.
I think Sark will have a great year, too. People say that he won't, but he will.
I think you will, too.
People love to bag on Texas, but I think he's going to be really good year, too. You're going to have...
Hope he loses week 2, though.
Yes. Brian Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
And as much fun as we want to poke at him, he's a really good coach.
Yeah. Lane.
Even as much shit as we give Leach.
Yeah.
He finished last, and he had a last place roster.
Yeah.
But he didn't finish last. I mean, I know that's a moral victory, but yeah, Sam Pittman.
I mean, like you said, coaching star power is crazy.
Then you have on the other side, you know, your hole obviously is Brian Harsin, and your hole is Eli Drinkwitz. We don't know.
I think Missouri's going to the West, so that's a hole.
So that'd be
on
both sides.
Both sides.
So, both sides. So there's your holes on both sides.
Not counting Clark Lee.
Vanderbilt's an outlier. They're just a nebulous.
Right.
They're just way out left field, man. They're here for the other sports, so they don't count. But you look at the star power in the East. Some guy named Nick Saban, Kirby, Napier, Heupel, Stoops, Beamer. Beamer's going to have I think Beamer's going to have a good year.
They won 7 games his first year. I mean,
won a bowl game. They weren't supposed to win 3 games.
Right.
They won a bowl game. They beat Sam Howell. They beat Mac Brown.
If Billy Napier doesn't sit down with Anthony Richardson and says a backflip on Friday night before an SEC game at South Carolina is dumbass. Don't do that shit.
Yeah.
And John, I would listen to that podcast daily if he did. Once he retires from college, coaching football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He would do the warfare tactics podcast.
Yeah, he's got that class that he teaches. That he's going to teach at Mississippi State.
Yeah.
Yeah. That he taught at Washington State.
Yeah, if it wasn't $2,000 an hour or something like that.
See, PJ Fleck's next job is going to be in the Pac-12, I think, if he leaves.
I don't know if there's going to be a Pac-12.
That's a good point.
Those
what? Do I have your attention?
Yeah, you got my attention now.
Yeah.
Are they just all going to be? Are they just going to get absorbed by the Mountain West?
The Big Ten.
Oh wow.
The Big Ten's going to have to keep up with the SEC, and their relationships are with the Pac-12.
So here's what's going to happen.
You could have two
Big
super conferences.
Big Ten is going to absorb half of the Pac-12. The Big 12 is going to absorb the other half. SEC is going to absorb the ACC, and you're going to have like 3 major conferences.
Okay, 3 major conferences.
Yeah, and then Seton Hall is just going to be floating around in the Big East.
Yeah.
Circle. I brought it all the way back, guys. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah.
Won't expect anything less from anybody at Wayne Enterprises.
That's right. Yep.
Seton Hall. Do you even football, bro?
I don't even know if they got a football team.
The first tournament I remember was
Georgetown plays
Michigan
like D2,
in the final with PJ Carlissimo and those guys.
Yeah.
That's the first NCAA tournament that I remember.
Wow.
I mean, even as bad as they are, UConn has a football team.
They do?
So
they have the the conflict trophy or something like that.
Is it? Yeah, something like that. Do you know who the coach at UConn is currently?
Playoff son.
I don't.
Playoff.
Jim Moore. Yeah, Jim Moore Jr.
His son.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Playoffs? You kidding me?
Yeah.
Playoffs?
Yeah,
He's slowly failing down. What started the Seahawks or the Falcons? Which one was he first?
It's Falcons. He went Falcons first. Seahawks.
Yeah, started with the Falcons and is just slowly failing himself down. He's like maple syrup going down like a string.
He should have just stayed on TV.
Yeah.
Next year he'll be like the coach at North Dakota. No, I don't know if he can get the North Dakota State job.
No, that's too prestigious for him.
No, he ain't getting that job.
The incarnate word head coach next.
They were a playoff team, so maybe not.
Yeah.
They were an FCS playoff team.
Austin P. How about Austin P? And everybody chanting, "Let's go P."
Let's go P.
I actually like what's his name? Scotty something. The head coach there.
Scotty Walden.
Yeah.
Like 30 years old.
Yeah, he came to Ole Miss, went jet fast, and actually just put it all out there. And those guys played to compete. And I just liked what I saw. Now Ole Miss won the game like 54-10.
Well, wasn't he with Fritz at Tulane and then briefly went to the Mustard Buzzards and then to Austin P?
He might have been. I do know that he was at. He went to Austin Peay from the Mustard Brothers.
I was just saying he did a little puddle jumping. I think, like Tulane to Southern Miss to Austin Peay all within like 18 months or something like that.
Well, you got Mark Hudspeth, who was at North Alabama and worked his way all the way up to Louisiana Lafayette, and then worked his way down. Yeah, down to Austin Peay, and now I think he's at a Mobile high school.
Yeah.
Yeah. Guy's kind of a scuzz bucket.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He's Jackie Sherrill to the core.
Speaking and what's crazy is seeing Mike Riley as a head coach after he failed so miserably at Nebraska.
Yes, seriously, and the Chargers. I don't know. I think there's one place he didn't fail miserably, and that was the Oregon State Beavers.
Can you fail there?
Well, he was the first one that won because they were pretty consistently a 2-win program before he got there.
They had no expectations.
Yeah.
So he had nothing to like judge him on.
The head coach now was his quarterback, Jonathan Smith.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like him. He's good.
Is he the one at Oregon State now?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah, he's changed that program around. I mean,
they're still not winning a whole bunch, but I mean, they
won like 6 games. Yeah, they won like 6, 7
games. They went to a bowl game.
Yeah.
They blew up Reeser Stadium.
Yeah, they did.
So they can do some renovations. Yeah.
There you go. Finally got enough money to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Steve, you remember we were at Rivals and we had to do the college football games like we did March Madness, like we do the highlights, you know.
Yeah.
And you decided to stay. You decided to hang out because I drew the USC Oregon State Thursday night game.
Okay.
And I'm thinking, okay, this will just this will be easy, blowout. No, freaking USC went down, and I'm talking like we were up till like 1 doing.
What everybody needs to know, we had the ability to do highlights for the games, but we only had the ability to do like 1 minute or 90 seconds or some minuscule amount. So the one thing that you didn't want is an exciting upset, because you end up with your highlights are like the play with 7 seconds left, the next play with 2 seconds left, and then the coach's reaction, and that was pretty much all the time you had. And you couldn't really tell the story of winning the game. I think I do remember that.
Yeah, it was just, I was just like, I just threw my hands up. I was like, oh, we're going to be here a while. And then I had the Yahoo Sports Minute right after that. So
you pretty much only got one highlight of the first half in, like a 2-3 second clip. And then the rest is pretty much second half stuff.
Into the game stuff.
Yeah, in the game stuff.
You put in an establisher to know who was winning going into the end of the game. So, and then at the end of the game, you put the last play, the next to last play, the last play, and then the reaction, and you're out. And that's all you did. You would stay at work for 4 or 5 hours to do that.
Dadgum.
Or you'd come in on a Saturday.
Yeah.
To do that. Or like there was multiple good games, all of us would come in and do a game.
Like Shannon Terry firing half the people and laying them off on email. Yeah. By just bad? Not including them on the email, and everybody's like, I'm not on here. And
it got bad.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hope John's okay. I hadn't talked to him in a while.
Yeah, that was a tough way to go out.
Yeah.
But it got you to eat Thai food. You ate Thai food that day.
Yeah. That stuff was nasty.
Shouldn't say it's Thai any good. I never had it.
No.
Curry is good.
Tastes like peanut butter.
Well, what's wrong with peanut butter?
Well, whenever you put it on things like a pizza or something like that, it's a problem.
Well,
it's curry on rice.
Hey, we used to have a burger shop couple of miles from here that they used to make. Yeah, well, besides that, they actually made peanut butter and jelly burgers.
What?
Jesus Christ, that's the most Alabama thing I've heard in a week.
It was amazing.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. It was awesome.
My stomach just turned a little bit.
Oh man, don't knock it till you try it.
All right, so before we get out of here, we got to talk about your topic that you want to talk about. 30 for 30.
Yeah.
Which topic? Oh, the best 30 for 30 that will never be made from your school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Jake, take it away. You're first.
Actually, I've got two. Talk about my high school. We are a small 2A school, but we do these Morgan County tournaments. We play Hartselle a lot. Hartselle's a 6A school. When they're in the tournament, we play them because they're in the Morgan County tournament. For some reason,
peanut butter and jelly burgers are more Alabama than fighting in the front line.
That's right. It's amazing. But
oh god,
we went to three overtimes with the Morgan County tournament and beat them in 3 overtimes. I was there at that game. It was crazy. I mean, a small 2A school going up against 6A school, it should have been a blowout, but somehow we stuck in it and won, and we won the tournament that night. The other thing was it was just an aside moment, but we was playing. I forgot who was playing because I was like small when this happened, but we actually had a player. It was right before halftime, and we was down. We was trying to score before halftime. It's about 10 seconds left. He gets the ball. He falls and stumbles and falls down at the half-court line. He just heaves it from his knees at the half-court line and drains it.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it was insane. But I think we went on to lose that game. But just that moment was pretty special.
All right.
That's my two stories.
Well, all righty then. So I guess I was going to do one from UGA about the greatest story never told. It's never going to be made about the what happened with the baseball program in 2008.
Oh,
after we lost the College World Series, we were like 6 innings away from winning the College World Series, and we ended up losing to Fresno. And that game and the next one. I don't know which one. I don't know what 30 for 30 wouldn't be made. Trying to think, the AJ Green autograph signing saga, where he got suspended 4 games.
Oh yeah,
because he got $1,000 for signing some autographs.
Perfectly legal now.
They're not going to dig into it very much, but I mean, it's been talked about in a 30 for 30, and I understand that. But Herschel Walker losing his last year.
Yeah. That one.
If somebody really dug in on that one.
Yeah, because he signed with an agent.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to dig in with it because he just signed with an agent.
Yeah.
It's very simple. There's not much to make.
Ole Miss in 1994 got absolutely devastated in probation. I want a 30 for 30 that starts with the firing of Billy Brewer and ends with the victory in the Motor City Bowl coming back in 1997. I want that 3-year period on screen. And also, I'd like to see a 30 for 30. In 2006, like 30 Ole Miss players or something was suspended for the Arkansas game because on the trip that they go up there, they just all stole alarm clocks and pillows, and it was absolutely hilarious. But I'd like to know the background behind that, how many got done, who all got suspended, all of that. Even though I was in the room, they did a pretty good job of keeping that down, and it became rumors and innuendos.
I'd like to hear about the firing of Mark Richt, because that was a crazy turn of events. Like, you beat Georgia Tech, you walk off, everything's fine, and then the next morning, everything's not fine.
Yeah.
You have an impromptu press conference. And I think it was all because Kirby Smart was about to say yes to South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
What about David
Speaking
Cutcliffe?
Of a what if.
David Cutcliffe getting fired at Ole Miss in 2004 and Ed Orgeron being hired. just that dynamic.
Going from that to that, yeah.
I guess in Alabama.
Hey, Jeb, what do you think?
Yeah, and in Alabama's case, I guess two there would be Dennis Franchione leaving overnight, going to Texas A&M, and then
Mike Price.
Mike Price. Yeah.
Mike Price, the best coach in Alabama history.
Yeah.
The only undefeated coach in Alabama history.
Well, no, he didn't never lose. That's he never lost. He won for sure.
Well, not counting his dignity.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. He lost his dignity, but he never lost a game.
Oh, and for Jeb's not here, but I will answer it. The 30 for 30 he wants to see is the Lane Kiffin year from beginning to end at Tennessee.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
But they almost beat Alabama that year, too. That
was the Terrence Cody blocked field goal thing.
Yeah. Crazy.
I remember that going, God, Tennessee is. Let's see.
That would be a fantastic 30 for 30, John.
Mm-hmm. That would be great.
Oh, God.
I'd also like to see a 30 for 30 on the 1958, 1959, and 1960 Ole Miss and LSU games. I would like to see that because I think LSU won the national title in 58. Potentially the greatest team of all time was Ole Miss in 59. And there was just really low scoring games. All the games were in Tiger Stadium. It really cemented that rivalry. I'd like to see them dig into that, but it may be too far gone at this point.
Yeah.
An NFL one I want to know about is they need to start from beginning to the butt fumble. Talk about that because the butt fumble is replayed over and over again, and pretty much Mark Sanchez, had zero credibility after that. He never got another job, I don't think.
He got some backup jobs.
Got backup jobs, but not a head coaching job. Or not head coaching, but quarterback.
Quarterback
coaching.
Yeah.
Did Joe Pisarcik lose his job after he fumbled trying to take a knee and Herm Edwards scooped and scored?
I want to see a behind-the-scenes documentary on Hard Knocks.
Oh, that'd be good.
I want to see how they make Hard Knocks.
Okay, hear me out. They need to I'm going to say soft knocks, and I don't mean the joke that they did with Jeff Fisher back then. But I do think,
oh, God.
Yeah, I do think they should do behind
That's
the
some
scenes.
7 and 9 bullshit.
Yeah.
I think they should do some Jacksonville Jaguars.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, they need to do the. How they did the in season with the Colts this year?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That replaced All or Nothing. The Amazon Prime series All or Nothing.
Yeah.
HBO just took it and just called it Hard Knocks in season. And
Apple TV Plus might be about to get Sunday Ticket, by the way.
I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That'd be great.
Netflix is about to go out of business.
I wish they would just go ahead and buy it from DirecTV now.
Yeah.
And just
why wait another year?
Yeah.
Ask Elon Musk, he'll buy it. Hell, he's buying everything up right now.
No, I imagine he used most of his money.
But by Twitter, yeah.
44 billion.
God,
that's like you buying a car.
I do not know what he's gonna do. It was free for me. I got it for nothing.
Yeah, I mean it's free for me too.
Yeah.
I mean, but if he gives us an edit button, I'll be happy. But we may have to buy it.
He's not going to give us an edit button. He's not going to do anything.
No,
he's just going to own it and sit back.
Pretty much. Yeah.
People freaking out about it, man. That's crazy.
That's all my timeline is right now. I'm like, good gosh, give me some sports.
John, DirecTV Stream is actually really good, and that's a lot of people use DirecTV Stream.
I just use a Fire Stick.
You're a Fire Stick.
I use Hulu because I realized that Hulu could never have a fight with ABC. And that means that no sports, ESPN is never going to be affected, or ABC or anything like that. So I can count on the Disney channels popping up on Hulu all the time because Disney owns Hulu. So,
yeah. That's right.
Hey, Steve, I'll give you my Netflix password if you give me your Hulu password.
Netflix is pretty much donezo.
Yeah.
They killed Blockbuster, and now all these other streaming services are going to kill them.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And what was all that about the password stuff that they said they're fixing crack down on?
Oh, they're not making as much money as they think they should make, and they're blaming it on everybody sharing a password for like 3 or 4 people, and it's like you can't.
How are you going to regulate that?
Yeah, you can't really regulate that, because if you stop it, the original account's going to stop.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Because like
greedy, getting greedy.
Like how do you know I'm actually not the one logging in on another device somewhere else?
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, what if we're staying at a hotel that has Netflix and you log in there? I mean, they don't know if it's you or not.
And if you stay logged in on your computer, like you're technically logged into 2 devices.
Right.
You know, like,
they can't regulate that. That's
like when Rival said they were going to crack down on that, and they never did.
Yeah.
Right.
So it just means that what's going to happen is Netflix is going to go out of business. So if you haven't watched Ozark, watch it now, because
somebody else will pick it up.
Yeah, it'll be on one of the streaming services. MGM's catalog, which is all the James Bond movies and a ton of stuff on MGM, that's going to Amazon Prime. Amazon bought that a couple years ago, and it's like matriculating.
I don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about watching James Bond movies.
Oh yeah.
So.
But everybody, these streaming services are just everywhere, and you can have what you want.
I kind of feel like cable's gonna make a comeback, because like by the time you pay for all of these streaming services, you're gonna pay for cable subscription. Mm-hmm. And cable companies, if they were smart, they'd come in like they'd build their packages around like, okay, you're gonna have to go here. You're gonna have to go to 6 different places to get this package.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's happening with like Hulu and DirecTV Stream. It's just
like DirecTV Stream's outstanding. The only thing I don't like about DirecTV Stream is they don't have NFL Network.
Really?
They don't.
That's crazy. I figured they would.
I have MLB. I have NBA. I have all the SEC, all that stuff. And I have access to all the pluses for those networks. Just don't have NFL.
I like Hulu because it's easy to log in. It was a pain in the butt to log into YouTube TV.
Yeah.
I heard it was.
Where does Cobra Kai go?
I don't know. But somebody will pick it up. Who owns the Karate Kid? Who made that movie? Was that a Paramount?
I think it's Universal.
It might have been Universal.
If it's Universal, it's going to Peacock.
Which I have.
Yeah.
And it's nice. I like Peacock. Peacock TV is pretty good.
But so you know what we all need to do is we all need to like have one stream, like the 4 of us need to have just like one streaming service, and then we share each other's other ones.
Passwords, yeah.
Corey, this is not a new idea.
Right.
It's not a new idea, but it's new to us. It's unique. It's new to the 4 of us.
Well, 3 of us tonight, but.
All right, before we get out of here, real quick, your favorite SNL skit of all time.
Oh man,
y'all gonna have to go first on this one because I've got a long list of honorable mentions.
And I will give you Jeb's. I'll go first. Peyton Manning, Boys and Girls Club, playing football with the kids.
That is outstanding.
Yeah, that was good.
That was outstanding. I love that one. That's a very, very good choice.
What was Jeb's?
Jeb's is The Rock did like Coco the Wrestler, and they were cutting promos. And he just essentially just went above and beyond doing it. It was absolutely so. Look up Coco the Wrestler, The Rock, SNL, and you can see that it's pretty good. It's like them taping promos.
One of my favorites is Chris Farley and Adam Sandler when they're a married couple.
Oh my God!
I love that one. That one was so great.
Yes, I loved the Matthew Foley skits. Those are always hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of anything with Chris Farley was typically really funny.
Gone too soon.
The cork soaker skit that they did. Church Lady was outstanding. More cowbell.
Satan.
That one was funny.
Yeah. More cowbell.
Dana Carvey doing George Bush.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't be prudent at this juncture.
Yeah.
Wayne's World, obviously.
Oh yeah,
Excellent.
Wayne's World. Yeah. I like the news that they do on there too.
Weekend Update.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I really liked the Dennis
MacGruber
Miller version. MacGruber was great.
MacGruber
was awesome.
They do a Family Feud skit here. Here some newer ones.
Celebrity Jeopardy, though.
Yeah, Celebrity Jeopardy.
That's if I had to pick a favorite, that was my all-time favorite.
I'll take the Penis Mightier.
Yeah.
The pen is mightier.
Yeah.
I'll take the rapist for 500 Trebek. That's therapist.
Yeah. Yeah. The rapist. Yeah. Oh man.
I'll take Schwartz for 100. That's S words.
And this is not an SNL skit; it's a commercial. But I love because I saw it the other day. They don't play it much anymore, but it's the Cam Newton commercial when he's talking to that little kid, and little kid's like, "Hey, I'm going to take your job."
I love that one. Yeah,
I love that one.
Be the face of the franchise. He just keeps going.
Yeah, yeah, that was a good one. Yeah.
And when they signed Sam Darnold, they were like, "Yeah, this is Sam Darnold."
Yeah,
the kid's actually Sam Darnold.
Yeah. I'm not really a freak out celebrities kind of guy, but I met Dana Carvey.
Church.
Yeah.
Oh God. Who's the guy that did Clinton?
Oh gosh.
What was his name?
No. Daryl Hammond.
Yeah, there you go. Daryl
Yeah.
Hammond. He was really good.
Yeah. Yeah.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Oh man.
Yeah.
There's so many good ones though. That show's been going on like 40 years, 30, 40 years.
It's 1979, I think, is when they aired their first episode.
Yeah, about ever since Gerald Ford fell down the steps of this plane.
Gerald Ford invented the car. That was great.
Yeah, those Baker Mayfield commercials are going to age well.
Those Baker Mayfield commercials about him showing around the house sitter about how to operate everything, that one's going to age really well.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Somebody's going to Photoshop Deshaun Watson in there.
And him not being able to get into to the stadium, that's what's an age real well too, because he's probably not going to be there at the Browns here much longer.
They're going to lock him out.
Yeah, so he's really going to be locked out.
My favorite thing, for whatever just stupid reason, is she's the first person to ever think of using subway tile.
Yeah.
I know, Stacey, we do need to go to bed, but this is too much fun.
But she's a good egg.
Yeah. See, Stacey, we already lost one. He couldn't hang with us.
Also, like the original Jake from State Farm commercial.
Oh gosh,
khakis.
I get called. Anytime I answer the phone, I say, "This is Jake." It's from State Farm. No, I'm not from State freaking Farm.
I've never heard that one before.
Yeah, ha. You know,
I'm finally getting.
She sounds hideous.
I am finally getting to the age where I'm quitting hearing somebody say, "What you talking about, Willis?"
Yeah.
And I'm finally getting to the point where I've kind of aged out of that.
Oh wow.
Because nobody knows what it is.
Khakis. Yeah.
Khakis.
Yeah. I'll tell him, so no, I'm wearing blue jeans. What the hell you want? You know,
she's a guy. You should just lean into it next time.
Yeah, next time I'm going to do it. Like,
just go all out, man.
John, we refer to him as sober Johnny Manziel.
Yeah.
We do not refer to him as Baker.
Right.
Speaking of Baker and the Carolina Panthers, who did they draft? Kenny Pickett?
Kenny Two Gloves?
Yeah. Burger King hands Pickett?
That's a good question.
You remember that commercial?
He's like that lawyer from Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
The tiny hands.
These are my real hands.
You guys remember the Burger King commercial though, where the guy has like the really miniature hands because you know they're like saying the burger's so big it makes your hands look small.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't. That one doesn't ring a bell for me.
Do you even TV, bro?
Yeah, not much.
You know, Burger King. I think it was Burger King.
You don't get reception.
Carl's Jr. They used to do all them Paris Hilton and what's that other Courtney Stodden or something. Do them commercials where they're just like, it was like wow, like they was trying to sell the burgers.
Well, they're in like the skimpiest bikini ever. And they're eating, and the ketchup's dripping all over their cleavage.
Yeah.
Hardee's had
some research. Hold on, I'll be right back.
Yeah. Hardee's has the best commercial of all time for fast food, and it is just a pregnant woman in a waiting room eating a burger, and she's obviously enjoyed it. And in the background, they're saying, "Enjoy this because you're going to be eating at McDonald's for the next 12 years."
I did see that. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. That's so good. So good.
Huh?
No, the team formerly known as the football team, formerly known as the Redskins.
Yeah, they're
like two princes ago, man.
Yeah, they are.
The prince is. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, Corey, get us out of here.
Yeah, we're on overtime tonight.
Like a man trying to find Peachtree Street in Atlanta. We are lost. We make all kind of wrong turns.
Yeah, it did say off the rails. I mean,
we did for an hour.
We didn't lie. Yeah,
it was like me getting lost in New Orleans trying to get back on I-10. I found my way in and out of the hood. So, we are SEC After Dark. We hope you enjoyed our show. We hope you enjoy the draft. Steve is going to be on his draft coverage on Friday with Locked On. So
I'm pretty excited about
that. Apparently with Bleav, there's going to be an opportunity. I may jump on it to join in on some draft coverage with Are You Serious Sports and
good point, Stace.
Bleav in South Carolina host. They're getting together and doing a draft live stream, and so I may jump in on that. So be on the lookout for that. Also, we will talk draft day reactions, and obviously we're always off the rails. So next week when we come back, we'll talk a little bit about that. Close in on some baseball and just have our normal fun. So for Steve, for Jake, and the ghost of Jeb Beechum, we wish you a great rest of your week, an even better weekend. We'll see you back here next week, better than ever. So long. See you later. Goodbye. Go Dogs.
Roll Tide. And I do not work for State Farm.
I didn't work for State Farm. Roll Tide.
Khakis.
Go check them burgers out.
He was a virgin since he was 28. Roll Tide.
Woohoo.